The last video we did most of number 5, and previously we'd done number 3 and we added this green last time, so these are set. So we're going to plan the center back page, which happens to be page number 4. And I feel that this page can't be too thick, but I am going to try a small waterfall. Now I have this label that the dark green is on the bottom, but I think with trying to highlight a little bit of the peach color, it will look better with the dark green at top, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. So ignore my writing, which says top, back, center. I'm going to flip it over. I'm still using the digital paper, and the sizing is the same, everything's the same. Very simple, but I want the photos to be the highlight of this with a few birds. I don't want the papers to be a lot of conflict, or should have a lot of conflict. I want them to just to blend softly. I think the black will give it enough contrast. There we go. So the dark green is on the bottom here, and this is the same exact paper, I'm just flipping it. When I made the papers, and I'm putting it between the 2 score marks with just a little lip. So I will see a black around it. I'm pretty sure I made this, let's see, 6 3/4. I think the directions called for 6 1/2. I have not decided if I'm going to put anything in the spines. I think I might not, just for thickness. Now I'm going to describe my photo mat to you, but I'm not going to make one right now. I've started a Vermeer album yesterday when I did the center pages using a Vermeer paper. When I added the flaps to it, it's blue, beautiful blue flowers, and I'm going to make a flip-flap waterfall and that, and I will just do a separate video if you don't understand how I'm doing this. I took a piece of paper, again it's just one from the digital fabric, and I actually made it bigger and I cut it down after I made it. And what I did, starting at the top, was it at the top? Let's see. I actually started at the bottom. Yes, started at the bottom, and I just put a 3x4 flip-flap in. And I had black pieces of paper, but I didn't put the paper in yet. I just made 5 flip-flops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I chose one of my bird pictures. I told you this digital print has a lot of birds. And I chose this little blue bird here, and I cut it into a 3.5 by 4 photo. And then the rest of the photo I cut into 1/2-inch strips. And I attached those strips to a bottom of a black 3x4 filler paper. Now the photos can be added to that black waterfall. And between it, to cover up where my flip-flaps ran together, I put another 1/2-inch strip of paper just from the scrap bin of the darker green. So when you flip it, you won't see adhesive, you'll see cardstock. Now this is quite heavy, and it's going to even be thicker because there's going to be some pictures in here. And I could lay it there, but it's sort of boring. So I thought maybe a black trim would look nice. Well, my question, which I haven't figured out yet, and in the next few minutes I will, is I didn't know if I wanted to add the peach color also. So I made a page, but I'm not sure if I want it yet. So I'm going to start by attaching this paper to the black. And I used a thicker, since my supply of score tape came in from Amazon. I'm using a two-sided adhesive tape. It's with a paper backing. I decided to use a thicker paper because this is a lot of weight with the plastic protectors, and I want to make sure that it won't fall, won't move. So I have 5 pieces of 3/8 inch adhesive, and in between that I'm actually going to add a little bit of regular glue too. There's no way I want this to move. Now I've seen people put the adhesive right on top of the dry adhesive, and I've never done that, so this could be my first time. Okay, I'm just going to center this on my mat. Let's see. Give a little bit black trim. Whoops, crooked. Ah. Okay, this is not what you want to do. I'm going to try again. Don't let it fall till you're ready. That's what the wet glue helps you do. It helps you place it without it sticking. So you're ready for it to stick. That looks better. I want an even black border all around the edge. Now I'm going to burnish it. My new word for me for the week. Going between each flip flap here, making sure it's down. And watching for any adhesive popping out. And turning it over and just making sure it's attached. Now you can see I've already added my adhesive strips for the back of this. Now the more I look at this, with this giant peach salmon-y rose, aesthetically wise, I think I'm going to just leave it off. Keep this page simple, and then if I want to highlight it more, I will. So my thickest pages are right in the middle, and this is thick. So I'm going to make this go up, have an equal border here, here, and here. The decoration features of your album are yours to do as you please. It's just aesthetics, and everyone's aesthetics are different. So depending on your paper and your delight, you can make this album yours. Also by how many accents and embellishments you add when you're putting your pictures on. Many of the tutorials online have all the embellishments made before any pictures are made. And I understand that, but for me it's hard. I have to go by my photos. And now, since I've been able to see my grandchildren, at least 7 of the 10, I have been able to start taking pictures again. So I am excited to play with pictures, and I'll worry about the accents as I put them on. And even though the tutorial will be done, at the end I'll show you the album with my photos on. Again, I'm just making sure this is down well. Did not put any liquid adhesive this time because I had a lot of the dry adhesive. Now those pictures will all be protected, and we'll decide if we need birds or something else on these pages after we get done. So page 4 is all we're doing today. And tomorrow we will be doing page 6 and page 7 plus a little pocket. It's going to be very simple. I'll give you a clue. I'm just copying the simple pattern of the front, and it has one more folder like our front folder but smaller. On our last day, so we have 2 more tutorials, the last day we'll be covering this page and the inner parts of our folios, and that will finish up our album, because when we fold it over, we want this decorated. So tomorrow, page 6 and 7, and our last tutorial will be on how to decorate this. So I've sort of had fun with this album. I think it is my first, and I don't think it'll be my last. Now again, when we decorate, I had a small title, now I have too big a title, because we have to keep this free. I still have to decide how I'm titling this album and where. So this is too big, last one was too small. We'll figure it out. But have fun designing your folio. Till next time, Godspeed.